It's November 20th, 2015. I'm Dana Durnford, also known as the NuclearProctologist.org, and you can find my videos and Fukushima presentations at livestream.com. Just 6 days a week, hopefully, but we miss it some days sometimes. So it's 10:30 a.m. Pacific Canada time, and you just type in Dana Durnford, as you see over here, and you'll see that picture showing up as you type in my name at livestream.com. And I'm a little behind today. I apologize. Let's start off with a song today till I get my act together here. It always takes us a couple of minutes to get up to speed. I'm going to come over and say hi to everybody right after a song. Does that sound cool? Too late. Here we go anyway. Almost ready. Hi Aquarius, Charm, Kate, Siegfried, Guy, Alex. Hi everybody. Elaine, Kate. I see Ping. Shanikin, hi everyone, Bob. Ice cream for you, Atom. Our little loud here today. Terry and Mickey. Everybody. Here we go. We're gonna get into that string coming up in a second. That didn't work the way we were hoping. Yike. There you go, mister. Take a left. I think that was a little loud that time. You have to sew me and sort me out so that I can do everything right from here on. And it's not the easiest thing to do, as everybody's well aware how difficult these streams can be. Let me get that out of my ear. Otherwise, all I hear is me in the background. And so today we got a really compelling story about Unit 3. I got a stupid amount of work for myself here today, and I better get my butt in gear. And the sooner I get my butt in gear, the sooner it will be easier to understand what we are talking about. No, I know I just changed that. I got everything confused here. Here we go. Just for a second. Let's get me somewhere where I can be seen, maybe. That'll help things, or not. Who's the judge and who's the not? Well, that's Unit 3. Now, I come over and say hi to everybody, because now we're starting to get ourselves organized again. Just got to get rid of the stuff that's in the way. Hi, Shaniken, to everybody. Says hi. Siegfried. Kate, everybody, Jack, howdy, Net Killer. Okay, so now that I got you here, let's go talk about officials now say, and I got to fix that. I'm going to take a second. That's how we roll around here. We do everything but a second. And that shouldn't be there. So close that, Dana. Get your act together, Dana. People haven't got all day. It's just this one headline from the laptop. Officials now say Fukushima Reactor with MOX fuel leaked directly from containment. Oh, okay. All right. How about it got blown out of the containment? How about it caught fire and blew up? And caught fire and blew up. And then a big creature ran in there and said, I'm going to eat you up, yummy MOX fuel. Okay, that's not really true. But So the date on that was December the 18th. That was a couple of days ago. And TEPCO says radioactive fallout that polluted the environment in mid-March was likely caused by a leak. Okay. All right. Hey, I gotta look at that one again. No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Oh, yeah. Hang on. Yeah, that one. And that one. Okay. A leak, you say. Alrighty. I'm trying to work with you here. Hang on. TEPCO says the fallout that polluted the environment in mid-March of 2011 was likely caused by a leak directly from the containment. Oh, okay. They say the vessel likely lost air tightness. You think so? You can't make it up, see? So you need that picture to go with those headlines to really kind of to understand the irony of why I kind of spaz sometimes. That's Unit 3. That's what they're talking about. I don't see a leak. Do you see a leak? Okay. I'm working with you. Hang on. So let's go to the next paragraph. It says the substance in one of the reactors probably leaked directly from the containment vessel. They suspect the heat of the fuel caused the containment vessel to lose air tightness. Okay, let's go back and revisit that one more time. I got no idea what they're talking about. I think everything is looking pretty spiffy right there right now. Number 1 or number Unit 3 on your right hand side where it detonated. I mean, that don't really mean much. When you look down at it from above, I can't see how anything could have got out of that. Particularly when you look at it like that from the side. It's pretty hard to believe there's anything escaped that place. I say they should just fire it back up. Just to prove me wrong. Does that look like there's any issues? I can't see any issues. I don't know what all the fuss is about. Anyway, they're over there bashing them at E&E News saying there's a leak there, and I don't believe them. I just showed you pictures. Looks pretty darn good to me. Don't forget to chop that up and come out and say, Dana's out there making fun. A significant release of steam from the night of March the 14th to March the 16th. Okay, hang on. And I got to look at that one more time. March the 14th to the 16th, you say. I don't know how it could have got edited, personally. Look at it. Doesn't that look like it's fine? Right? It's just all that fear-mongering. I don't know what's wrong with people. Yeah, it blew up and melted down. They had to send helicopters in there and stuff like that because it was kind of dangerous. But that's only because of phobia, radiophobia. That's the Hiroshima syndrome, right? There's no reason they couldn't have ran in there with their brooms and their mops and their dustpans and cleaned it up. You hang on, Zoe's kind of losing it over there. You got to go towards Goofy. Okay, hang on, folks. Obviously, I can't see why this is an issue. It really does. I don't imagine why something like this could be an issue. So I better get my ass in gear because we got a stupid amount of stuff to cover. Fukushima had a 9.8. I gotta let Zoe out. Had a 9 earthquake. That earthquake lasted 6 minutes. And after 6 minutes, there was hundreds of other earthquakes. It was 1,000 times stronger than Haiti. It was felt in Florida 6 minutes later. And it was the biggest thing we've ever experienced in our lifetimes that we know about. A tsunami ran through the country because everything blew up, melted down, and caught fire and blew up. And here's Unit 1. We're going to jump in the headlines very quick. Here's Unit 2, 100% meltdowns, melt-throughs, melt-outs. Unit 3, subject of today. Unit 4, we'll save it for a rainy day. Let's come back to Unit 3. Unit 3. Man, we got some good stuff for everybody today. You are at the best place in the right time to get this whole story Dana, just get on with it. Okay, here we go. Japanese TV showing walls at the power plant that crumbled. Oh, okay. I think it's just pure fear-mongering, you ask me, but okay. Walls crumble. Big whoop. Why should we believe you? Just because you got a... Okay, because you're live blogging it. Kind of gives you better credibility, I suppose. Explosion heard at Japanese nuclear plant. High possibility of meltdown for number 1. Oh, number 1. Okay. Did you see number 3? Hang on, don't worry about it. Number 1, at least you're talking about something anyway. Now, what was the dates on all of these? Keep your eyes on all the dates. Because we're mostly going to cover from March 11th to March the 16th, because that's what's important to tell this story. The rest of it is important, don't get me wrong, but we don't got all the time in the universe. We got even less time if I keep mumbling. Let's get going. High possibility of a meltdown for reactor number 1. Reactor number 1. Let's get some pictures, Dan, so we get some freaking context, boy. You just gotta ask. You don't need to be like rough. Explosion heard at number 1. That's number 1. Number 1. Number 1 is as close as nothing you can get. Unless it's a nuclear power plant. Okay. Another reactor, power company says, all the functions to keep the cooling water level. Number 3. Now we're really getting somewhere. Yeah, I like it. That's number 3. And he said all the functions to keep the cooling water level in number 3 reactor have failed. Have failed. Now, why is that an issue? Why? Big whoop, they had a tsunami come through. Why didn't they grab some of that with buckets? Yeah? Well, because they need 1 million gallons a minute. And then the tsunami goes out and there's no more 1 million gallons a minute and the whole country lost its infrastructure and they can't turn the reactors back on. But don't let that spoil your breakfast. Don't let that spoil your breakfast. Now, lost because you couldn't get in there, right, to restore power in a short period of time that you got. But we'll cover that as we're going through it. And anyway, they melted down. And so we're going to roll through pictures and stuff like that at the same time. We're going to be back and forth. Think about how much damage the tsunami was able to do. Can you wrap your mind around how much damage that thing done? While you're pondering that, let's get back on track. The explosion at Fukushima could have been caused by a meltdown. Now, this is March the 12th. This is the day after. I'm going to burn through some of these headlines pretty fast because I got so many. I never, ever get through everything I got. And I don't know why I do all the work anyway, but I'll never get through it because there's just no one's going to sit there for that whole 6 hours it takes me to get what I load up. We only got an hour and I pick and choose. I'm like, I better cream the crop on this and that and them and those. You have no idea. Like I'm so dedicated. I'm at this 24/7. I don't even breathe or think anything else. I'm on the hunt the entire time. Explosion at Fukushima can be caused by a meltdown. Explosion at Fukushima only be caused by a meltdown of the reactor core. See, I know I get it right if I've seen it twice. Top official says meltdown likely underway at a second reactor. March 12th. March 13th. Official presuming the 2 nuclear reactors now melted down. Okay. I know people from UVic on November 2013 on CBC said there's no melted reactors. Not going to mention no names because they get me arrested. Again. Radiation at 400 times the normal level, 60 plus miles from Fukushima. Nearby another nuclear plant. Gee, you don't suppose, just maybe, I don't know, that another nuclear power plant could have resulted in seeing something like that come by and bang on his door? Yeah. You don't suppose the tsunami doesn't just come into Fukushima? It actually went along the whole coastline. I know, Dana, you friggin' conspiracy theorists. Keep your crap to yourself. I'm sorry for stepping out of line and not playing by the same rules as everybody else. Let's keep going. More trouble, third reactor at Fukushima to have salt water injected. Throw the baby out with the salt water. And so, yeah. Now I heard from a little bird that the only problem with that was you get rust. But But the actual problem was by spraying salt water on the reactor, you created a sulfur peroxide hydrogen buckyball phenomenon at the rate of trillions per minute. And what they do, ingested the atoms, the particles, the elements, the isotopes into them. So the sulfur, when it hits these extraordinary temperatures, it's like a soccer ball. It got these, like, spherical shape that's able to ingest these atoms. Now, the stuff we're talking about at the power plant has an extra electron added to it. An extra electron from the neutron bombardment. And so now it's got a new atomic weight. Now no two atoms are alike. Oh, no two atoms are alike. And so what you ended up with is you create a little tiny nuclear engine that's 1/10,000th of a millionth of a meter. You can put 2 million on the hit of a needle, you can't see them. But that's 2 million cancers. These are hot particles. And so as you sprayed the salt water on, the sulfur converted to hydrogen peroxide buckyballs, sulfur hydrogen peroxide buckyballs, and then all these atoms, and there's more atoms in a gram than there is in all the grains of sand and all the beaches on the planet combined. A gram. And then the sulfur is the same kind of scenario where it's atomized. It's atomized. If I dropped a cigarette lighter in there, came back up as atoms, and they were ionized and radiated. And so they're not the same atom as they were when I threw it in there. Now they got a new atomic number. Now they're a dirty bomb. Let's keep going. I get a tendency to do that sometimes. Here's some pictures coming up if you can't handle this. Nuclear radiation could spread to the U.S. March the 13th. At least 3 facilities at risk. 3 facilities. Not reactors, but facilities. Right? The Dina was 10 miles away. And so the Dina was 10 miles away, and it looked like that too. Do you get what happened, right? When the plants lose power for an hour and a half, they melt down. They detonate, they catch fire, they blow up, they melt down. The noble gases don't need fire, they just need oxygen to detonate. That's why all this stuff is vented into all your communities. This is why if you're a woman, you're 6 times more likely to get breast cancer within 15 square miles in one study of a nuclear power plant. They have to vent it because if you're trying to contain it, when oxygen gets in there, it detonates. And so that's why there's so much cancer wherever there's nuclear. Let's keep going anyway. I'm not going to get through jack shit at this rate. Let's keep going. Nuclear plant designer. Tokyo is suppressing everything. Serious meltdown. March the 13th. This is 2 days after. Highly likely. Nuclear official confirms explosion at number 3. Now, there's some irony here. I don't need anyone to confirm anything to me. When I look at that, or that, or that, or that, these are all number 3, I can probably get it on my own. I don't need anybody to explain it to me. Do you? Video of massive explosion, March the 13th. This is 2 days after. Nuclear official confirms explosion at Fukushima. Number 3, indeed. Explosion occurred at 11:08 a.m. Ba-boom! So they linked over to the New York... No, not that one. Yeah, this one over to the Washington Post. Missing. More trouble. 3rd reactor at Fukushima to have salt water injected. Missing. Now, when you're injecting salt water, it's like nuclear weapons going off every couple of minutes. Because you're cannibalizing the water. You're atomizing and aerosoling it back into the environment. It's hemorrhaging down through it out into the ocean. It's got a new atomic weight to it. It's a dirty bomb. It's no longer nature. There's nothing in that planet that has ever encountered it. There's nothing that is acclimated to it through genetic superior selection. Okay? I'm going to tell you 500 more times. So don't have to pay attention this time you don't want to. I'll get you next time. Radiation releases may continue for a year or more, even after fission is stopped. You fearmonger! You alarmist! New York Times! You shut your pie hole! Everybody knows it's like a banana. Except for me and the hounds of Fukushima! Send your hate mail to Dana Durnford at hotmail.com. Okay, TEPCO reports fuel rods number 2. Number 2. What does number 2 look like, Dana? I don't know, Dana. Dana, tell me what it looks like. Okay, number 2. Number 2 looks like that. It was a meltdown. It was a melt-through. It was a melt-out. It's the worst thing that we can do to this entire universe. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the greatest show on the planet as Earth exterminates 8 million species in less than a decade. Because in 6 years' time, there's only going to be a handful of species, and I doubt any fishies are going to be one of them. Let's keep going. TEPCO reports fuel rods of number 2 reactor of Fukushima plant may have partially melted. We know now they're gone. Well, we knew back then, certainly. Look at these headlines, March the 14th. Okay. Did we show pictures of this stuff? Yeti? Yoink. That's number 2. Okay. Might not show that any more tonight, so enjoy that blink of the eye. Okay, we get one more kick at it. Fuel rods at number 2 reactor were fully exposed. Not like Dick Cheney or George Bush exposes themselves to the little children when there's no teachers around at the school. No, this is like permanent. Don't ask me. I don't know where that just came from. Send your hate mail at hotmail.com. Okay. So, do you think that's an explosion? I think they're kind of going overboard with it. That don't look so bad to me. The buildings are 10 stories high. That's only a couple of 1,000 feet up. Could have been somebody having a cigarette. Could have been somebody celebrating with some wine. And all you see there is the wine lid falling down. Okay, that's a bit of a stretch, Dana. When you know the building blew up, Dana. I'm just saying, man. You know, TEPCO could have photoshopped that to come out and trick everybody to think there was a melted reactor, okay? Try to suck money at it because they weren't making any money at nuclear. So they said, we'll fake a detonation, tsunami, earthquake. Yeah, you know, we got people in Florida that said it showed up 30 minutes later. We said, hey, tell them an hour. And they said, no, it was 30 minutes, man. Give me my money. I got to go buy some pot. Fuel rods at Fukushima number 2 reactor were fully exposed. I suppose they were. And worse than a meltdown, said an expert. Japanese got radiophobia. Spent nuclear fuel catches fire. Caught fire, blow up, detonated. Caught fire, blow up some more, detonated. Caught fire, blow up, ran in with helicopters. You know, at Chernobyl, the 600 pilots with helicopters, they all died. Vicious, unbelievable barbarizing those people got. Chernobyl was 1/3 the size. Chernobyl was a 30% meltdown. Chernobyl stopped after 10 days. Chernobyl, there was over 1 million dead. Kofi Annan said in 2002 or 2000, over 3 million children in Ukraine with permanent disabilities. Fukushima, none died apparently. We can dispute that one pretty easy. Trust me, we will. Chernobyl, he abandoned it. In Fukushima, free homes if they're pregnant. Now remember, Chernobyl was 1/3 the size. Chernobyl stopped after 10 days. But Chernobyl was equal to 400 Hiroshima bombs. 400, man. 400. That's a freaking lot. Okay, that's like a lot. Dana, read some more headlines, Dana. You're freaking me out. Okay, I'm sorry, man. I was in that moment, man. I was in the moment. I was like in the moment. Hey, I was in the moment. AP journalists feel massive explosion. Number 3, 25 miles away. I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. Bullshit. That's bullshit. Look at it. It's fine. What's wrong with that? Are you trying to tell me that there's something that's bad? You think that's bad? Really? Really? I gotta agree with you. Now that I look at the picture, it kind of does look pretty bad. Better get rid of that before other people start looking at it too. Say, oh Jesus, it's all gone, Dana. Oh, you won't come back to my show no more. Photographer in Fukushima, it's a panic. No way to escape. March the 15th. If you don't get power there after hour and a half, 90 minutes, it's all gone to shit anyway. They were still panicking 3.5 days later, poor buggers. They were abandoned. The government took all the resources and ran away themselves. Ran away themselves. No way to escape. The government stole all the gas and blocked the highways. Radioactivity is being released directly. Directly. Gee, I wonder why. I wonder how it gets directly released when it's in a containment like that. How does that work? I wonder. Yeah, I mean, it blew up, but not the containment, right? Because that's made of kryptonite. There was a bunch of TEPCO employees. They were locked arms around the reactor, and they kept it from popping. I'll see that in some joke at some stage in the future. Because it all blew up. But it's wonderful to have a nuclear power plant in my community. Yeah, I love Timmy with leukemia and little Betty Ann dying of breast cancer. It's worth it. I got the green, clean nuclear crap out of my planet. Kind of reminds me, like, you know, I removed your ego, and it turns out that is what was clogging your reality. If you were pro-nuclear and you made it this far, I'm pretty sure that stands true. Let me see. If you have selfish, ignorant citizens, you're going to have selfish, ignorant leaders. And the politicians have nothing to do with people. There's Petro Canada and BP and Shell and Gulf. Do you get it? It's okay. I'll just keep telling you till you do. Here you go. Throw your shoes at something. Feel good. Because it's all going to go to shit real soon. Now they're coming after us. Our lousy ones and zeros. It's time to have a hero, and it ain't no war machine, you know. There you go. That's what that is all about. I'm just a war machine. Give me some money. I can make the rivers run with my honeys. There's some demented people right there. There's the sickest, twisted, most demented, most out of touch people on the planet. They're there for a handful of corporations, and they will barbarize you for a nickel. They don't care about you. Give me your child. I want to stick this shit into. I don't know what's in there, but I got to stick it in your kid because somebody gave me money so I can be elected. You know, we pulled out 40,000 out of Iraq. We brought in 55,000 of Blackwater. There's no one to hold accountable, and they're mass murder machines. No one will ever hold anybody there accountable. No time in the world will see that resolve itself. Then to get back on the program. Yo, go feed. Here we go. Don't mind me, I get a little crappy sometimes. Anyway, radioactivity, see, that's what happened to me last time I see that one. Like, I need someone to tell me that after looking at a picture. See, the thing is, they don't show you pictures, right? Dana shows you pictures. Gotta like it, mister. Maybe like Chernobyl. Chernobyl was 1/3 the size of any of the reactors at Japan. Chernobyl was a 30% meltdown. Chernobyl was an elephant foot, right? After 10 days, Fukushima, we got no idea, buddy. No idea. Let's talk about the last sentence, though. Each reactor holds 3,450 spent fuel assemblies. Now, there's 80 rods in assembly. Each rod is 12 feet long and 18 pounds. That's around 280,000 rods that are 18 pounds. Excuse me, I'm burping. So, 280,000 rods every 18 months to 2 years goes up on the roof. That's 5 million pounds. And then it stays up there for almost a decade to cool down. It's boiling off 120,000 liters a day because when the rods went through the chain reaction, they're full of millions of micro cracks. Little tiny itty bitty cracks. You can't see them with your eye. But an isotope, an atom rather, is 1/10,000th of a millionth of a meter. Take a meter. Take a meter right here. You can't see jack shit. Take a meter. Let's go that way, Dana. Don't turn your body too much, Dana. So I got a meter from my chest to the end of my arm. Now divide it by 1,000,000. Now take one of those little tiny millions and divide it by 10,000. And that's what we're talking about. I'm going to get distracted. Let's keep going. But anyway, that escapes the rod extraordinarily fast. And so think about the 3 confirmed meltdowns. Not mention number 4 and the circus behind that one. But anyway, because it's all gone, right? They just admitted that there a few days ago. But anyway, yeah, let's include 4. So 4 times 5 million every 18 months is 20 million. 20 million. Now that goes up on the roof. Every 18 months on each roof, there's 5 million, 5 million, 5 million, 5 million. And they were running these things at full capacity. And so, for 25 years, they were storing it at the roof or on the property. On the property. On the property. Think about my words. Listen to my fucking words. Listen to what I just said. On the property. If it wasn't on the roof, it was in the common spent fuel pool, yeah? So if you only use the reactors for 18 months, how much do you have on it? So you got 20 million pounds. If you fill them up again, you got 40 million pounds. If you do it for 20 years like that, you got, say 12 years times 20 million pounds. 12 times 20 million. Not counting the other reactors. The other 2 reactors, 5 and 6. Not counting them. Let's forget about them. Just the stuff I show you today. But yet they tell us there's only 9 million pounds. So you get it. You get how big the lie really is. You better. Australia quake rescuers were hit by radiation. 40K from Fukushima Daiichi. Container number 2 reactor no longer sealed. No longer sealed. No, because everything blew up there. You're spraying reagent right here. What you're seeing, that's a reagent. That's an aggregate to aggregate radiation. It's like they done after Chernobyl, right? Because these places blew up, caught fire, blew up, detonated. Then they sprayed water and washed it all over the place. The stuff detonated went all over the site. They came in with plows and buried it under the ground and put cement on top of that and roads on top of it. It's still under that ground. Each little tiny piece, no matter how small it is, a dirty bomb. A vicious, dirty bomb that's splitting the atom all the time. When the tsunami was coming out, remember, these plants were completely underwater. All the infrastructure were gone. So they completely melted down, all of them. And you can imagine what it was like when the tsunami was going through. How are you going to get power in there after that? So I'm so confused when they say they got power. But we got to start running through headlines now. And so let's put on our big boy boots. Run, 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 run. Leading Japanese paper, Fukushima will now compare to Chernobyl. 4 nuclear reactors versus 1/3 meltdown versus 1/3 the size of any of the reactors in Japan. That's what Chernobyl was. Simultaneously spinning out of control. March the 16th, nuclear engineer. March the 15th, far more radioactivity inside the spent fuel pools than the reactors. Far more. Far more. Every 18 months, 5 million pounds went on the roof. Think about that when you're doing your numbers in the future. EU Energy Commissioner calling Fukushima an apocalypse. Almost everything is out of control. What was the date on that? Keep the date on. Keep your eye on the dates when I'm talking. March the 15th, 2011. Tokyo's lost almost. But they did, right? They lost all control of events in Fukushima. They sent in the homeless. Harvard didn't go in there. Yale didn't go in there. Berkeley didn't go in there. MIT's never been there. Stanford's never been there. Woods Hole has never been there. UVic has never been there. Because they're not stupid. Tokyo has lost almost all control of events in Fukushima. Australian forecast map showed radioactivity east of Los Angeles by March the 18th. It was there before that. The jet streams were real. The jet streams are real at 100 miles an hour. In 24 hours, 2,400 miles. In 48 hours, 4,800 miles. In 72 hours, 7,200 miles. It's on the other side of America. Yeah, I know, ain't that wonderful? Fukushima Reactor 3 was MOX fuel. And so MOX fuel, what makes this so hideous and so crazy and so demented and so over the top and so crazy? Like, see, they say got plutonium in it, but the plutonium that's in there is reclaimed. It's not like the plutonium that they originally create for a job. It's plutonium from a nuclear missile that was sitting in a silo that is unstable through decades. And then they reclaim the plutonium, reclaim the uranium-235 out of that. And then they were putting that through a chain reaction again at Fukushima in all the reactors. Like, look at this picture. I can't imagine what could possibly be going through their mind. And I can't possibly imagine being them. I can't. And I wouldn't want to. But that happened. We live in a different world now because of this event. This was an event upon this planet. So here's fallout, spreads, cloud, Fukushima, cesium, permalate. Radiation forecast can by no means be released to the public, decided government the 15th. This is 2012 headline. Showed radioactivity cloud could spread over Tokyo. Could spread? Why? Wind can spread over Tokyo. Clouds can spread over Tokyo. Rain spreads over Tokyo every day. But nothing from Fukushima could. Because it's unspeakable. See? Hey, mister. I don't want no problem, mister. Like a pyramid, mountain of debris 20 meters tall. Miyagi. 20 meters tall. Hot white vapors, March the 3rd, 2012. Hot white vapors. I got 3 headlines put in there just for throw everybody off. Hot white vapors rising up from the trash. 100 kilometers from Fukushima because many reactors melted down. High radiation forces withdrawal of workers trying to restore power. Think about that. Imagine that's you or your loved one or your friend or your family. Or imagine them as another person. Imagine them as a human. Imagine them as someone with responsibilities and children to raise. Imagine them as the breadwinners. Imagine them as the heroes they are. And imagine their story will never be heard unless we show that picture and tell that story. Unless we give them honor. Unless we restore that honor. And that's what we do. Hot particles bombarded Bombed. Diggly bombed. Bombed the living shit out of it. Bomb, 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 around. Bomb, 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 bomb. Bomb everything but the rich. Let me see. There's a couple of Israeli children dressed as Twin Towers. Gee, I wonder why they're like that. Where'd they get that idea? Here's Putin. Pussy! Here's our weapon. It's a gun. Designed as a camera. Don't need bullets. Just needs a memory card. Just needs the truth. Here's their weapon. Hell on earth is indiscriminate collective punishment. Here's their other weapon. It's called GMO. Here's the buckyballs coming into your country. That's the sulfur peroxide hydrogen buckyballs from spraying the salt water on the reactors. Dana, get busy. Time is flying, buddy. Alrighty, man. Jeez. You gotta be some pushy. Here they are trying to put 1 million gallons a minute on the reactors. Good luck on that one, buddy. Nice try. Over 300 of these guys died. Police officers. 300. Front line, man. Just let the slaves in. Don't let the rich tourists in. Accidentally. Keep Harvard and Yale. Tell them no. No, you can't go in there. But 300 police officers that we know about died doing that job. Oh, they just... No, Dana, they had heart attacks, Dana. Yeah, cesium attacks your heart right away. 11 becquerels a kilogram will cause permanent lesion in a child's organs. In the livers, kidneys, lungs, respiratory, pituitary, ovaries, spleen, kidneys. Yeah, have a nice day. Eat some more TV. Yummy. Mommy, this man scares me. So look at the debris. Look at what happened. Think about, you can't get, if a nuclear power plant is in there, do you think they're going to get power to it in 90 minutes? Do you? Huh? Do you really? Huh? Do you? Do you really? You got something coming to you. You don't know jack shit. You better get your shit together and pay attention to what I'm saying. Forecast shows Tokyo under radiation threat on Sunday and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday until the end of fucking time. Once it went through even once, game over. She's done till the end of time, buddy. That's why you're worried about a dirty bomb in your community. That's why you don't want a terrorist to get their heads on it. You can say for the terrorists, but not for that. Because you got a mental order, a disease. All the people that work on a nuclear power plant are mentally ill. They're mass murderers on top of that. Tokyo has lost almost all control of events at Fukushima. We better start burning through this. I'm not even halfway through again tonight. Top U.S. nuclear official raised the possibility of widespread nuclear fallout caused by spent fuel. Nuclear emergency warning. Stop fooling around, Dana. Nuclear emergency. Anchorage included an affected flight information region. Because the jet streams were real. You know, the ocean current across the ocean in 45 days at 5 miles an hour, 24 hours a day, times 45. 5 times 24, because there's 24 hours in a day. It's not 5 miles a day. It's 5 miles an hour. That's the ocean current. Comes right over. The coastline of British Columbia is kept warm all year by the warm waters from, Japan. But no, Dana, the radiation can't get here, Dana. No, you spend millions of dollars on cleaning up the tsunami debris, but the radiation, it can't get here, Dana. And if it does, like a banana. I see Goddard journals out there attacking the children of Fukushima again. Can you get any more lower on a totem pole than that guy, Ian Goddard? If that's not the most loathsome thing imaginable on this planet, the most despicable, well, outside of the fact that James Colbert from Fukushima Update put him up there at the front of the page. Yeah, we don't care about the kids in Japan, Dana. I'm James Colbert, Dana. I got the Colbert report, Dana. Not worried about Fukushima, Dana. That's why I got the Fukushima Update. Not worried about what you got Fukushima Update, and you update it all the time, but there's nothing to worry about. They even got Woods Hole and UVic up there. They got their own blog with him, with James Colbert. Like he's totally on his back with his leg wide open. Come on, do me, Woodsy. Forecast map: a radioactive cloud show threat to the U.S. West Coast. Yeah, but I mean, you tell people jet streams are real, and they're going to be like, "Pfft, that's bullshit, man. I read the UN, man. I went to Unsclear, man. They said there's no such thing as a jet stream, Dana. My uncle works at Berkeley, Dana. He said there's nothing to worry about, Dana. High radiation levels around plant preventing helicopters from dumping water. Pfft. You weren't desperate, were you? Dumping water from a helicopter. No, it's okay, man. It's fine. Oh, Jesus, what are you dumping water in a helicopter for? It's like a forest fire, Dana, you know. Yeah, but a forest fire, you dump the water. You don't say it's too big of a forest fire to dump the water. That's the point. It's too big of a forest fire for anybody to get in there, so you dump water. No, because the radiation was hemorrhaging out of there. Yeah, but none got outside, though, Dana. It all stopped. We got it trained. We're scientists, Dana. We do shit like that, Dana. You don't understand, Dana. France says Japan has lost control and the French should fucking get the fuck out of Dodge. Japan Emperor makes unprecedented address. Deeply worried about Fukushima. What's the date on that? Oh, March the 16th. March the 16th? Afghan Air Force flying drug mules that fuel civil war. I think we should all go back and watch Elf a couple more times. We'll be okay. There's over 5 million orphans in Afghanistan, so they can get 10,000 Taliban. And 6.5 million of them work making bricks and stuff like that. Slave labor. When they're not being sexually abused. It's kind of the same way in Vietnam. I mean, everywhere the Americans and the Canadians go, orphans and pedophiles are sure to follow. That's just the way it works, man. That's the machine we're up against. It's heartless. And we send our children there to make it even worse. Go join the military. Go kill them little bastards. Agent Orange over in Vietnam. That's collective punishment. That's the most unimaginable, hideous thing imaginable. Go spray it over the whole country. It's a chemical fucking war. No, Dana. I'm trying to get the gorillas, Dana. Man sneaks a smoke on a plane. Fighter jets arrive in seconds. Still awaiting words on where the fighter jets were on 911. Right? So we got a guy on the plane having a cigarette. So they sent up fighter jets. And the guy in the planes were yelling at each other. Hey! I can't hear you! Put out the smoke! I can't hear you! Put out the smoke! We'll shoot you down! I dip 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 the dub 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 the dip 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 little dub 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 the dub dub the little dub 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 the dub 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 dub. I'm just making up a song now because I don't want to curse and square and scream. So here's all the words you can go. If you type those words in, you go on terrorist watch list. Because 10,000 Taliban made the Americans and Canadians go down and kill millions, put millions in refugee camps, created millions of orphans, millions dead, millions missing. And then we went over to Iraq and done the same thing. Then we went to Libya. Then we went to Syria. And there's 10,000 of them out there, Dana. Yeah, but I mean, you were firing 5.5 million rounds a month, every month. For 9 years. Yeah, but there's 10,000 of them, Dana. I said, yeah, but 5.5 million rounds. Yeah, Dana, the soldiers got to do something, man. You got to have fun too, boy. Okay. All right, jeez. Jumper. Forecast map of radioactive cloud shows threat to U.S. West Coast. U.S. officials fear Fukushima to be deadly for decades. Water cannons unable to spray reactors. Turn away because the radiation level, too many bananas. It was the worst I ever seen. The little beady eyes followed me everywhere I went. I had to run. Spent fuel pulled number 4. Damaged and leaking fast. Yeah, really? Huh? Yeah. That's because you had an earthquake and everything blew up and caught fire. Nearly 5,000 puke plant workers suffer an internal radiation exposure. What do you think is like polio or something? Or no, it's like the flu. I'll be okay in a couple of days, Dana. You just got to get a lot of paper towels, clean your noses. No, bird brain. These are dead people walking. We already killed 5,000 just by that one headline. They all die because of this. You know, like cancer takes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years to show up. But, unfortunately, there's 1,800 autoimmune deficiencies that will show up before that cancer. And like Alzheimer's and dementia and autism and diabetes and liver and lung and respiratory and heart problems. Yay! And 1,800 of their buddies will show up for the cancer. It's okay, Dana. It's over there. Keep it over there, Dana. Keep it over there. Radiation, radionuclides, and isotopes. Keep them over there. I'll tell you now, when the fox went out on a date one night, Annie. Never mind. So there's all the happy people. See, Fukushima didn't do fuck all, Dana. Look, my house is fine, Dana. The tsunami couldn't hurt the nuclear plant. My house stood up. My house wasn't as strong as a nuclear power plant, Dana. Nothing could stand up. This tsunami went there with like a wood chipper. It made 2,000-mile debris in the Pacific Ocean, for goodness sakes. Yeah, but Dana, they're Japanese, so it don't matter. It don't count, man. Yeah, what those things does, they're right by the ocean. Yeah, Dana, they get it before going to pump it out of the ground. Dana, they put it in barrels. Do you think that's all we got to worry about? Do you think the damage wasn't already beyond imagination when they detonated and they went up in the air and the jet stream carried around the planet every 40 days in a cycle till the end of time? Millions and millions, tens of millions of pounds missing. No, it's all fine. It's okay, Dana. It's like a bomb. No, a bomb's like 5 pounds. This is over the top, man. This is bad. Okay, this cannot possibly. That's why those people are in the street, because this thing here. This is. Anyway, that's number 4. Let's keep going. Evidence of a significant hole, crack in number 4. I don't see no crack. Do you see a crack? I can't tell the difference. It looks okay to me. I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, it's got a few cracks. I'll give you that much, but you don't need to put up a scary headline, Dina. Yeah, that's right, Dina. Radiation streaming into the atmosphere. Finally, right up to March the 18th. March the 18th, all of the stricken reactors and spent fuel pulled had heavy duty shit in them called plutonium. Dr. Raymond Gilmette from Loveless Respiratory Research Institute, New Mexico. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, let me fix that. This is where things get a little dicey. A biokinetic model of curium. So once it goes through the chain reaction, curium isotopes are the major byproduct. It'll be okay. We'll get back to the regular pictures here in a second. Curium isotopes, this was in 1989. Dr. Raymond Gilmette was giving it to dogs. It was killing the dogs the same as the plutonium. And so he studies on plutonium, but the point I'm making is that we're not... Cesium and iodine is not the major production that's coming out of the reactor. It's curium, right? You got to remember that. You got to use that against him. Watch him scurry away when you mention curium, trust me. Curium's man-made. It's like plutonium. And the toxicity in inhaled plutonium dioxide, this is from the chain reaction, right? So 144 beagle dogs. The dogs inhaled 1 to 2 sizes aerosol monodispersals of 238 plutonium. So this is the stuff with extra electrons attached to it, but it's still man-made anyway, right? It's just, I only say it that way so you know it's man-made. But at 144 dogs, tumor start from the death from radiation occurred from 1 to 5.4 years. Tumors of the lungs, skeleton, liver occurred beginning at about 3 years. Bone tumors found in 93 dogs. 93 out of 144 were the most common cause. Lung tumors found in 46 dogs were the second most common cause. Liver tumors in 20 dogs. We're talking about 144 dogs. And what happened? Decade after decade after decade, you know, Dr. Raymond Gilmedi's studies have showed. And read your last sentence. These findings in dogs suggest a similar dose-related biological effects could be expected in humans on purposely, accidentally exposed to the 238. But he was studying 239. He was studying americium and neptunium and curium, right? And that's the stuff that I talk about. Let's keep going. We've got to wind down, I guess. We're hitting the end of the stream. And once again, we never finish out. Let's burn through the pictures for a bit of fun. That's Unit 3. Everything looks fine, I know, Dana. But let's look at those, zip through them, so you get a few more options before we call it a night. This is Unit 3. I know you're saying, Dana, you're nitpicking. It's not that bad. But, like, I'm just trying to have a debate, right? So, like, my take is it's really bad. I know it looks okay, and you put a bit of paint on, and I probably won't notice, you know, that it's not, it won't look as bad, right? Now, I don't know how much paint we're talking about. You want paint that dries really fast, trust me. Blah, blah, blah. And so, and remember, they had to ship those trucks in to spray water, right? There was no way to get water into those reactors. Right? They brought them in on the world's biggest planes. And so when they detonate, there was so much radiation there. And there was so much radiation came over. The average person got a death sentence every day. And that's just the way it is. And then they hit the Fukushima 50. There was thousands of them. You know, the tsunami debris. It's such a hard picture for me. I don't know why. I know why, but it's just such a hard picture. To me, it tells the whole story. No matter which way you think about it. And I've sat and looked at the picture verbatim because it has such an impact on me. And that's just one single person lost. And then someone took a picture instead of running over and hugging them. Because that's what I would have done. I couldn't have took the picture. So I'm different, I guess, to most people. But I don't see the world that way. I don't see the world... I see the world as educator, I guess. And so I feel that because nobody else will do what I do, or nobody's able to, or feel nobody bothers to even do that kind of stuff. Hang on, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'll bring it all together for you. Hell on Earth. Chernobyl was the world's worst accident. Up in 2006, John Vidal said, read your third sentence. I gotta fudge that now, have I? Dana, get your act together, Dana. You gotta do better than this next time, Dana. Oh, it was already there. Okay. So, 20 years ago, read the third sentence. For the next 10 days, Fukushima, or Chernobyl, spewed equivalent 400 Hiroshima bombs worth of radioactivity across 150,000 square miles. Now, that Chernobyl only lasted 10 days. Fukushima never stopped. Fukushima, the reactors were 3 times the size. Fukushima, they were using reclaimed plutonium, uraniums from missile silos that were unstable. And so when you do that, so number 3 was 2 million times worse than any current reactor on the planet. 2 million times worse than a current reactor on the planet if it melted down. Because everything is a hot particle. And so we postulated that if you wanted to look at the damage, you would go to the tidal pools, the nursery of the ocean. And so that's what me and the Hounds of Fukushima have done. What you're looking here is a representation. The arrows are areas where it's been days and weeks, and that we got over 200,000 pictures collected. You can find thousands and thousands and thousands at nuclearproctologist.org. Hang on. So the nuclearproctologist.org, you can find an incredible amount of documentation that could really get you up to speed on everything I'm talking about. We took a 24-foot Coast Guard Zodiac, and we modified the boat until we've done 260 days and 15,000 miles of the coastline. Instead of looking like this, like it normally looked throughout the coastline, I have 14,000 hours underwater. I ran a dozen commercial dive boats on this coastline. Nobody knows it much better than I do, trust me. That's in this subject or in this topic. There's nobody. And so here's what it looks like now in the same spot. That's what it looks like. When it should look like that, it should look like that. It looks like that throughout the coastline of British Columbia. So it's all gone. We backed it up. We documented it. It's up at the nuclearproctologist.org. I'll come in and say goodnight to everybody. And all I can say is that we've done everything we could, and we still continue to do the things we can do. And it's not an easy. Let's try this again. Dana, get your act together. Come on, say goodnight to everybody. Late stream today. Had a rough couple of days. Hi, Nip Killer, Albert, Kay, Scott, Shadikin. Yeah, nothing about nuclear is good, Elaine. You better believe it, sweetie. Bob, Albert, Alex, Scott. Yeah, they build nuclear power plants on the fault line because of there's a magnetic force there that makes them run better. As bizarre as that'll sound, I'm sure. Ice cream, Gabriel, night, everybody. Sylvia, Gru, Terry Ann, Atom. Good night, everybody. Mickey, Michael, Starlight, Candace. Good night, everybody. Hugs for everybody. Everybody I missed. Anybody I didn't remember. You got to realize it's just so hard to do the things I'm doing. Just each day. And so, once again, we're still trying to raise enough money to get the Skype. And we got around 1,200 raised for the Skype. We need to raise around 5,000. The sale is over on the 23rd. That's okay. It's only another couple of $100, so we're not worried about that part. We are trying to raise the money. You can donate with credit cards at thenuclearproctologist.org, or you can go to PayPal and type in Dana Durnford at hotmail.com, and that will give you my PayPal account. So it's my email for my PayPal account. You'll find it at thenuclearproctologist.org, and you can donate there on the donate button with credit cards. And we can't do anything without donations. I can't survive without the donations to accomplish anything in the context of what we need to do, right? It's a tough go, and we've been doing this now for a couple of years. And our next stage is to get a Skype, and then we can do professional interviews, and we can also take phone calls with the Skype or video calls. And so we're really looking forward to that. And I haven't been pushing it lately because of everything else. But we're back on track. We'll see everybody tomorrow morning. 10:30 a.m. Pacific Canada time, 7 days a week, if I can, at livestream.com. It's 10:30 a.m. Pacific Canada time. That's what time you'll find me there. Once again, hugs for everybody. We'll see everybody tomorrow morning at 11:30. Good night, everybody. Take care, folks. Great stream. I enjoyed the stream tonight. Like, once again, you can't get through it all. Take care.